What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the podcast. On today's podcast, we got Brendan Brizzolari, aka Bushka, or some may call him Bris. Some people just know him as that ADHD kid that talks a lot. I know him as a good friend growing up and absolute just entertaining kind of kid. So today's podcast I think is going to be pretty good, probably the best one yet. It's only getting better from here. So thanks for watching. If you guys could leave some comments, any sort of feedback, negatives fine too. I'll take anything, good, bad, anything. All right, so just leave whatever you think about the podcast. They're gonna get better, I promise you that. Okay. And I'll start to take this a little bit more seriously, start posting a little bit more as we go on. But thanks for watching and enjoy this one. All right, so here with my boy Killer B. We played Crofton Sports together. And just want to talk about, first off, Crofton Sports Elite.
A dynasty.
Playing in Crofton Sports.
But like also
unreal.
like where did Crofton come from? Like we were like it was like a new town.
Yeah,
not a lot of people.
You're
like,
actually right.
Like
we were the first, like obviously not us, our older brothers and stuff, but our families were the first families to actually start like
playing Crofton sports. We didn't even have a high school.
You're actually right.
Like they're just hated Crofton.
Wait, you're actually so
like, let's
right.
Split
I didn't even think about
these
that.
guys go to Arundel. These guys go to South River. But it's like we were the ones who were good at sports.
Yeah.
We made Arundel. Their lacrosse is awful now because those kids go to Crofton High School. So South River, they're not as good anymore because those kids go to Crofton. Like both those schools have kind of dropped off.
Wait, I didn't even think about what you just said though, because Severna Park's been around forever. I don't know about Gork, but I'm sure that has too.
I mean, a little, yeah.
But like Crofton was like, let's talk about the 80s. Like Crofton wasn't it farmland?
Farmland. They had the triangle.
Yeah.
But that's like what it wasn't even a town really.
That's actually crazy.
And then there's
right.
like Newtown. Perfect location. I don't know, right between Baltimore and DC. That's the closest you can get.
Yeah.
In Anne Arundel County. But it was a dynasty in sports, lacrosse and football.
We were nice.
For what reason? Also, it's like, it's nuts.
Yeah, but so back in the day, the Crofton versus
Gork, the rivalry.
That was the rivalry.
Crosstown rivalry.
That was it. That was the Redskins versus the Cowboys.
Literally,
you know?
Football and lacrosse.
Yeah, yeah.
Gork cheated a little bit though.
They started recording out.
They started pulling these kids in
out
like
of state. They started flying kids in. 8-year-olds. You're like, dude, wait, hold on.
Yeah, these guys.
How old is this guy?
Crofton had guys like Tyler Perriton was their guy, but like went to Severn. Like they guys like going to like the math of football. Shane Simmons, Tino, all those guys.
You're right.
You're
right. They did have those guys.
It was a game every time.
Oh yeah, because we had something. We had heart.
That's all that matters, right? You gotta want it.
Yeah, no, Gork, and then you get those preppy kids out of Severna Park.
Oh my God,
those kids are the worst.
I tell you what, they probably had the best. I don't know. Early on,
they probably had the best
kind of came on
lacrosse.
late though. Like I feel like my brother's teams, Tyler and Jaron, they won states. Like I think Severna Park. I don't remember that. It was like AYLA.
Yeah.
Gork was good. But then Severna Park kind of came around in the end.
Yeah.
They were nasty at lacrosse.
I mean, they were around my age. They were good. They had some soft kids on their team.
Oh, really?
I live with one of them actually.
Really? On the team?
On Severna Park.
Really?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Oh, Shawnee.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Shout out to Sean Morrison, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out Sean. I wish he was here for this part because he wouldn't like what I was saying. But, yeah. No. I mean, it was just Crofton Sports was great. You had Gork. You had Old Mill. You had Severna Park, what's it called? UQA. Like, all these teams, and like it was so much fun.
So much. And then like even football, like remember Powell.
Powell is
Severn.
So good for some reason.
Remember Harco?
Harco for 1 year.
Yeah, they like created the super team. Yeah, like where's Harco?
Yeah, Harco was good for 1 year. Yeah, no, that was awesome. Our childhood, honestly.
Crofton Sport, yeah, it's really underrated. Small town.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Crofton Valley or Walden?
I mean, an insane roster on both sides.
No, we do. We got a great roster on both sides, honestly.
I mean,
it's like it would depend on what we were talking about, to be honest with you. We'd have to go topic to topic, but we don't.
But the real question is the zip code. It says Gambrels. I mean, is it like
Crofton Valley though?
Crofton Valley, but if I'm putting it in the address to go to Maddie's house, it's Gambrels.
Hold on, let me move this up.
Is that? I mean,
Yeah, no,
it's kind of messed up. No, you're not gonna catch this.
The whole time. Sorry, I just moved that. That framing's way better. My bad. Yeah, no. So here's the thing, though. I mean, you're saying that it's Gambrels, but it's called Crofton.
Crofton Valley. Someone, whoever was zoning, dude, any of the district, I think they came to the job high and were like, this is gonna be called Crofton Valley.
Yeah, how did they get that wrong?
But you guys are in Gambrels, but it also doesn't make sense. It's literally Crofton. It's literally Crofton.
No, it is Crofton.
It's Crofton.
Like, I'm 5 minutes from you.
Yeah.
You know.
What's the neighborhood right over where Tommy Kane lives? The one.
Brierley or.
They say that's in Crofton. And you're just like,
yeah. Where does that even make any sense? We back up to each other's houses.
I think the guy with the zoning district was just on drugs in that area.
He probably just didn't know what was going on.
Nah,
yeah.
They were lost.
They were lost in the sauce.
I mean, what are we talking? Houses? Crofton Valley. We don't have pools. Walden doesn't have pools.
That's true.
It's a big, like, roster-wise.
I mean, y'all got a good roster.
Good roster.
We have some heavy hitters, though.
That is 100% true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's no Alex Reno in Crofton.
Yeah, Ricky Kaler.
Ricky Kaler.
Like,
I think the closest thing you'd find to Ricky Kaler and Alex Reno in Crofton and Walden is Carson Burns. He's the only thing that like comes to mind. I'm like, okay, he's kind of like, he's kind of like the same person.
No, you're right. You're
athlete, just can get pucks deep.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, yeah, we got heavy hitters. I think you guys got more dispersion.
I think I remember our parents did the beer Olympics.
Did they?
A long time ago.
Wait, we should do that.
I know. I think we got the better hand. But just because one lady was like a tank, they were like, she's.
Who?
I don't want to say names.
Oh, okay.
But they were like, oh, she was practicing the last month for this. They're like, we were not drinking during the week. And you might be like, this lady was like, I think that's all she had in her mind was like, we're winning this.
That lady was an alcoholic.
Alcoholic.
Is what they call her.
Yeah. Nice lady, but I mean, there's a lot of questions to be asked there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Now, what do you think? We just got back from Memorial Day weekend. I met up with you in Dewey Beach.
Dewey Beach, great place.
Dewey Beach, unreal.
Great
to be back there. It felt like I haven't been back in years, you know? You get back and you're like, wait, I forgot how awesome this place is.
It's a taste of summer. It's like end of May, and then you're like, wait, summer's here.
Summer's here.
Well, I'm going to get used to this now. This is like This is the kickoff.
It's the kickoff to summer, and it just something about the beach, man. When I get down there, and it's just like, it's like you're on island time.
Yeah.
You're just like, man, this is awesome. I just get to just let everything go and just, you know.
And everyone's home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he lives up there, blah, 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 there. And you're like, what are you doing here? And you're back for that weekend.
Yeah. Funny thing, though, I'm going to pull up. Let's see if I can pull this up. So we got back to Dewey Beach, which is in Delaware, and my buddy Dan Shea, shout out Dan Shea. He knows Dan Shea too.
If you need jewelry, hit Dan Shea up.
Yeah. If you need any jewelry, hit him up.
Okay, you're right.
So what he did is he called Starboard, which is a restaurant / bar, like the main one in Dewey Beach, and he just let him know, hey, we're coming over. Make sure you get the drinks ready. And he just let them know. I think it's kind of a good play to do when you're going to your like local pub. Give them a call, let them know you're back in town, and just see if they
see how they react. I don't know if it's like there was nothing they were gonna do with that call, right? Like the lady on the phone was like, yeah, like okay, like waiting for him to like say like I have a reservation or like do you guys have draft beers? No, like he just wanted to let them know I'm coming. It's like almost like to pump yourself up, like we're here. I mean,
it's a good move. I think people should do it more often. I don't know why people don't. So we'll pull it up here. Oh wait. Oh. Hold up. Sorry, let me restart that.
Wendy speaking.
Hey, Wendy, how's it going? Good. Just Dan and Maddie. Just left Ocean City and heading down there.
It's unreal.
To start, we'll be there in about 45-ish minutes.
Okay, I don't even know who I'm talking to.
Oh, sorry, you're good. No, just Dan and Maddie. Excuse me. We were in Ocean City last night. Just coming down ready. Just have the booze ready.
Okay, hold 1 second.
Okay.
So I secured at my table. Can you talk to Doug?
Yeah.
Did they put him on with the manager?
Hey, it's going. Just me and Maddie are coming down. Just left Ocean City. Be there in about 45 minutes there. Dan and Maddie. We were in Ocean City last night, but we're back. We're coming down.
We're back.
Starwood. Yep, just have the booze ready, and we'll be there soon, I guess.
Yes, we got it for you.
Awesome.
She's getting nervous now. She's like, what the hell?
I mean, I think she hung up that phone in her head. She was just thinking for an hour, like, what just happened? But the best part, it's not a joke to him.
No.
He literally was like, I want to call and just let you know we're coming. He wasn't phased. He's like, we're coming.
No, he's just like, look, we're coming. And it was like you're calling your mom and tell her you're coming home, you're on the way.
Or like, tell your friends it was a night. We just want to let you know, like, it's happening. It's happening.
Classic move, though. I think we should do it more.
I mean, it just gets the people fired up.
It gets the people fired up.
I mean, it gets
everyone
me going.
loves that. Everyone was like, we need more of that.
But it wasn't trying to be funny. I think it's just like,
that's the thing.
he's literally like, I just want. I can't explain it. You can't explain it. You can't explain it.
No, you and him remind me a lot of each other.
A little this, a little that.
What?
A little bit. A little
You
bit
don't
not.
think so?
I think he has more of like he's not even trying to be funny.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He's
yeah.
like actually like genuine.
Yeah.
And it's just funny.
It took him 8 hours to get from New York to my house in Rehoboth, Delaware. It should take you 4 hours. It took him 8, and he gets to my place at 10:30. I'm like, what time did you leave your house? He's like, 2. How did it take you 8 hours to get to my house?
That's one of those ones you just don't even ask questions.
You have to know.
Yeah, you're a little worried about him. He's doing a little side quest here and there.
You know what he did? He ends up going north an hour from where he lives in New York. So first off, he goes to get his car in New Jersey, and then he goes up north an hour to get pizza, right?
Oh, I thought that was on the way back.
No, he did it on the way back,
Yeah,
too.
where was he? He was in Philly.
He went to Philly to get pizza on the
It's
way
probably
back.
like an hour out of the way. But it's like for the content. Of course, he posted it. Let the people
Yeah,
know.
for the content.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
in his
right?
head, I think he thinks he's like some social media influencer.
Not yet. He's on the way out.
No, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe we're idiots, and he actually is a social media influencer.
I mean, we're going to look stupid one day when it's like, it was all part of the plan.
Yeah, no, we're gonna look real dumb. But no, I mean, he's hilarious, man.
Animal.
Marquette
lacrosse legend.
Yeah, also has one of the coolest highlight tapes you've ever seen.
Ever.
If you go on YouTube right now, look up Dan Shea highlight tapes. It'll be from like when we were in high school, our sophomore year. So it'll be from like 2015, and it'll say Iron Man posted it. Here's the story behind that, and I want to get him on to tell it a little bit better than I can. I want to get him on and just tell stories about him. But basically he got hip surgery. I want to say, I forget what surgery he got. Labrum in his hip, and he was on like a bunch of like painkillers and just sitting in bed all day because he couldn't like function his hip. Like he just was in so much pain. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna be actually like useful with my time. So he gets on the computer and throws this highlight tape together. And if you could just imagine someone on all these painkillers with the brain that he already has, and he's just on there like putting together this, he's probably like, this is great. He put SpongeBob in there.
He's got clips of him coming out of the box.
Yeah.
He's got clips of him like getting ground balls where there's no one contesting him. Listen, it's counts on the stat sheet at the end of the day.
It's hilarious. But yeah, I think you got to look it up. If you haven't seen it, you got just look up Dan Shea highlight tape. Lacrosse.
Yeah.
And click the one that says Iron Man posted it. It's probably got like 10,000 views or something. Like a good amount of views.
Went viral for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and people are in the comments like, this guy's the biggest D-bag ever.
But you got to respect him. Like the next day, once the drugs wore off, he probably watched it and then was like, I got to leave it off. You would think,
No,
like, what was I doing? Let me delete it like a drunk Snapchat story the next day. But he's like, nah, we'll
he
keep it out
came over
there.
to my house and he was like, do you think it's good? And I was like, Dan, can I be honest? You got to take out the SpongeBob song. Or like, it's like, now that we're men, we can do anything. I'm like, you got to take that out. It doesn't look good. But I think he was already committed by that point, so he just didn't really care.
You got to do the things that make you stick out, right? You got to separate yourself from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, the coaches probably saw that and were like, I like this guy.
Yeah, like
man.
I want lacrosse players that are a little off. It brings like a little.
It brings an edge to your team.
Yeah.
I think it's important for teams to have
100%. You can't have just
like cookie cutter,
Yeah.
goody kids who
You
are
gotta
just going to
mix
do
the
their
personalities
job.
up.
Yeah, you need a little bit of feud, light the fire under each other.
Right.
I think that's what you need.
And he did that for 4 years there. Literally.
Yeah. No, he did
I
actually.
mean, I don't know what stats were, but he held that down. That's all I know.
No, he was definitely a Marquette legend.
Marquette
for sure.
legend.
So UFC 302, right?
302
This Saturday.
this Saturday.
All right, I got some questions for this. I'm gonna pull up everyone on the card.
Let's do it.
And I want you to make some predictions.
Let's dive in.
Who you think? All right.
Let's do it.
Look, we don't need to get every single one right. We're kind of just rolling with it and seeing how we do.
I think we're going to kick this out of the park.
You think so?
Oh, easy.
Let's see. UFC.
So you got main
302.
event, obviously Diamond, Poirier. versus
Honestly,
Islam.
all right. I think
Tough.
I don't think Dustin really has a shot.
I mean, the books don't think so. Minus 500.
I know, but
super disrespectful.
But it's very, very fun to bet on him. So I'm probably going to take him just because in my bets, I'm going to take him because just juice there. And it's definitely more fun to bet on.
It's
Poirier.
scary, though. Like, this is probably it. This third title shot.
What a way to go out, though.
UFC legend has never had the belt. He's had the interim, never had the belt. 30 UFC fights.
And he beat some of the best fighters.
Literally.
You know?
It's nuts.
All right. Who's this guy?
John
Joe?
Almeida. I don't know the other guy. I know Almeida just fought Curtis Blades literally at 299. He was just toying with Curtis the first round. Mm-hmm. And then he just got caught, completely knocked out. High level prospect. He was like, they were fast tracking him to a title fight.
Yeah.
It was a shock. You would think the guy bounces back, right? You don't have too much knowledge. You just got to ride with. He's going to bounce back.
He's such a heavy favorite right now, too, that you kind of have to go. The only thing that scares me is the Av. Those names.
Right, those Avs.
The Evs, the Avs.
From anywhere in the Eastern Europe, you're like,
You
don't wanna play with those guys.
It scares me. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't touch this one, even though it's 305 odds.
it's too hard there.
Yeah, so let's just say I'm going to go with Jailton, too, because he's got a pretty cool name, Jailton.
Pretty fucking cool.
Don't really hear that a whole lot.
Scary looking dude.
He's like probably the only one of 3 Jailtons that I actually know.
Is that his cousin above him up here?
Yo.
Could
be.
Okay.
Caesar and Roman Kopylov.
Yeah, another two scary names.
Again, the Lav. And I'm going with the Russian
I'm
Lav.
100% going the Russian.
Have to. Let's just get that out of the way.
No question.
All right, Russian Lav. All right.
A lot of Brazilians.
So we got Randy Brown and Dos Santos here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name, but who you got here?
You got to go to Santos. Just the last name.
I know.
Literally just the last name.
I know.
Rafael, like Brazilian with the last name DeSantos. Santos.
It's
you
too
can't
easy.
fade him.
You got to. Okay, here we go. Nico Price, Alex Morano. Morano, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to. He's such a heavy favorite, honestly. This one, again, not too much insight on either guy, but
he doesn't look too scary. Like, first look, you're like, Nico Price looks like the guy.
Uh-huh.
But that's like I think it's a trap.
It's a trap. He's trying to make that scary
Right?
face,
What are
too.
you doing here? You're not scaring me.
He's not scaring me.
Fucking-
All right, here we go. Kevin Holland and Oleg Sivchik.
That guy's a killer. I think you got to go Holland. He just had his last fight against MVP and was the favorite and got embarrassed. Just got completely embarrassed.
Yeah.
It's nothing against him. MVP's a fucking savage. But, I mean, it's Kevin Holland, people's champ. He's going to bounce back.
I know. And the way also that UFC works a lot of times is these big-name guys will take a bad loss. On paper, it's bad. It's MVP's first fight in the UFC. Was it his first in the UFC?
Came over,
Came over from the PFL, right?
Yeah.
Absolute animal in the PFL.
Animal. Like scary dude.
Absolute animal. Craziest fight style you've ever
And
seen.
the craziest thing about that is, like, I know he was from the PFL. UFC is a big step up. But it's like, how did the odds makers get that so wrong? Kevin Holland was a big favorite, and he just embarrassed them. It's almost like, is the computer just looking at, like, who he beat? Or is there someone guy actually watching the fights and grading them? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like they
I
got a
don't
lot
know.
of computers capping these fights. And
I know. I don't know. That's another thing about UFC is like
there's
how
no
the
analytics.
odds work.
You can. I mean, I'm sure there's analytics. I'm sure for like the title fights, and they see where the money's going and adjust. But it's like if there's one sport where they're wrong or like you can see the craziest shit, it's definitely in UFC.
Yeah,
You
for
can't
sure.
factor in for like someone. Like, you don't know what the guy's going through pre-camp. You don't know if he's got staff. You don't know if he was sick. You don't know if the weight cut killed him. Like,
Yeah.
you really just can't tell.
And also just like it's a fight, and that's
fi-
all the fighters say.
fight,
They're
not a-
like, at the end of the day, you can go in better than someone, but you're in a fight.
In a
You're not
fight.
playing
And-
tennis or lacrosse or something where it's a skill. It is a skill, but you're fighting.
100%. And everyone's
know?
got a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
All it takes is one punch.
Leon Edwards versus Usman.
It's crazy.
We got to talk about that too. We'll talk about that later. I got some more questions down the road, but let's just get through this card.
This one's exciting right here.
So we said Holland. We're going to take Holland, and I agree with that. Now, here's a fun one. Strickland versus Paulo Costa. Now, this guy, I feel like this guy hasn't fought in years.
Years. I mean, he started his career 18-0. And if you, like, Yoel Romero, legend, like, just wars. He was 18-0. I think he fought Israel Adesanya 3 years ago, almost seems.
Yeah.
And just got embarrassed. Like, just and Izzy finished him, which he doesn't fish anyone. I think
Yeah.
since then he's fought Luke Rockhold, who was a washed-up Luke Rockhold, like 37 years old.
Didn't he retire after
He
that?
did. And Luke didn't even look that good.
Yeah.
And then his last fight, he fought Whitaker. And it was like, he looked good, but I mean, that Whitaker's a beast.
Yeah,
So that's a
yeah.
tough one. He's a freak. He's a freak, and Sean's the complete opposite. Not a freak. He's just a heavy jab.
This guy,
and he
Sean
just walks you
Strickland,
down.
man. I love watching Strickland fight, though. He's got that style, that Philly shell that just
crazy.
keeps pressing you, though. He's like, usually Philly shell will sit back and play defense and just kind of hit counters. He's got the Philly shell, but he'll walk up on you and just suffocate you.
And on
It's
top of that, the
crazy.
guy's a psychopath.
And he's
it's a
a certified
it's
psycho.
It's a good thing to have if you're a fighter. Like he's crazy. If he wasn't fighting, he might be in jail. It's a good.
well, he's the one that says that
Yeah.
about himself too, which is just nuts. He goes a little too far, I think. in some
He's
of
a
the
little
stuff he
crazy.
says,
Yeah.
but-
I mean, it's like if Costa lands, because Strickland has been finished before. I mean, Pereira, that one left hook just caught him.
Yeah.
He's been finished in his career.
yeah.
I mean, it's Costa has more to do. I mean, if it's gonna go to a decision, there's a 0 shot Costa's gonna win.
And I feel like Costa's like his only job in the UFC has been like trying to look handsome. Like the guy doesn't even fight.
Good
Like,
looking guy though. Good
no,
looking
I mean,
guy.
Yeah, but like
Good
the
looking
buddy's
guy.
just there like as a Gillette.
Right? It's like, what are we
he's
doing
a Gillette
here?
model. Like,
Yeah,
come on, dude.
a couple of
Like,
them here and there. No,
get outta
100%.
here.
I'm going Strickland.
Yeah.
I'm going Strickland, especially after that last fight with the Bruce. I mean, people thought he won. I mean, he wants that belt back. He wants the title fight
You're right.
again.
You're right.
You know,
It's
I
the
think he's
only
just
way
gonna
to
be
get
hungry,
it.
right?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm going Strickland too, but I think this one's such a toss-up. Even with the odds where they
100%.
are, this one's probably the biggest toss-up in my
Their
opinion.
styles are completely different.
Yeah. Okay. And then here we get heavy favorite Islam Makhachev and Dustin Diamond Poirier. I want Poirier so bad. It'd be so great for the sport. Just
Best.
like, because you got all these Dagestanis like taking over weight divisions and stuff. You get Diamond Poirier just like after, he's fought great guys, but like he hasn't really done a whole lot to contend for a title. And like, well, I mean, when was it? It was
His last one was Charles Oliveira. He got choked out.
Yeah.
Both his title fights, Khabib in 2019 got choked out. Oliveira 2 years ago got choked out.
Yeah.
And people would be like, "Oh, he's never won the bout. He's never had a." I mean, those are arguably the 2 greatest lightweights ever. I mean,
Yeah.
those are 2 good guys to lose to. If you're gonna lose in title fights and get choked out,
Those
I
are good
mean,
guys to
that
do.
doesn't like make you look bad. It's just those guys are better. I think it sounds like it's his last fight. It sounds like it's his last fight.
I think he'll retire.
100%. Whether he wins or not, do I think it's inflated, those odds? 100%. They're biased. There's the Dagestanis.
crazy.
And they don't want people to make money. They're like, they make it so
right.
high. They're like,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
going to let you make money. But anyone can get caught. Islam hasn't seen, I mean, he took it from Oliveira. He got the bout. But people forget his last 2 title defenses, he's fought a 145er. He fought Volk.
Yeah.
And
Volk is an animal, but he was an idiot for doing that.
Yeah.
That was just super dumb.
But it's crazy. The first fight, it was a close fight. Dustin's way bigger. He's got Gamrot and Grant Dawson in his corner, or in his camp at American Top Team.
Yeah.
I mean, if it stays on the feet, Dustin's a better striker, but
It's tough, though.
is it realistic that it stays on the feet?
Super
Probably
tough.
not. And on top of that, Khabib's in his corner.
Oh, yeah. No.
Khabib came out. He's like, we're here for this one.
That's tough.
Um,
you know what would be really good for the sport is get one of these Dagestanis to fight McGregor at some point.
Oh, imagine if that. Oh, they're pushing that.
That'd
To
be
have Conor fight Islam, Khabib's
insane.
pupil. Oh, they want that.
That'd
The drama.
be insane.
And they'll push it. Even if Conor, I think Conor, all he has to do is win this fight. They'd give it to him.
That's the thing. Yeah, they would definitely do it.
And we'll get to that, right?
Yeah. So who was your favorite fighter growing up? Like, who's the first guy you remember watching?
I mean, I'm going to sound casual, but
McGregor.
McGregor.
I know. He
It
kinda
wasn't.
got everyone into it.
But I'm not going to lie. It was towards the end. Obviously, the Nate Diaz fight, I think, was the first, like,
Yeah.
really that solidified him. But, like, he definitely, I mean, most people, if you've been watching for, like, 6 years now, was Conor. But also, you got Bones Jones.
Yeah.
John Bones Jones, just the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you would see the headlines on all the drug test fails, fucking the hit and runs. Just, he's a lunatic.
Yeah.
Literally a psychopath.
Yeah.
I gotta go Bones Jones.
Yeah, I would say for some reason I kind of remember like what's his name, UFC fighter Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Oh my
For some
god.
reason I remember him
He's-
fighting, but I don't know when that was. That was like probably what 2008 or 9.
2000. Nah, he fought up all the way probably to 213.
Yeah.
And like an ex NFL player, just like literally converted.
Yeah. Well, he
did
was WWE.
WWE at one point, and you
Yeah.
just look at the guy, and
I
that
know.
was pre USADA. Those boys
Oh,
were juiced.
That's back when they did the sniff test.
yeah,
for
they were
steroids.
juiced. They were juiced up.
I know.
Yeah, I gotta go John though. I just remember like not even, but ESPN would be our Sports Center would show like the press conference with Cormier, and he's just swinging on him in the press conference. It's crazy.
It's like after he like runs someone over in his car, drunk
Literally.
driving. He's got like 23 cases.
and he had to have all the like. He's what 13 title defenses, never lost. He did lose, but
he lost
the fight he lost
DQ.
DQ, which is like even Dana's like the guy
Yeah.
never lost.
No, I know. I mean, let's be honest. He's the GOAT.
The GOAT, no
And
question.
Yeah, you can't really question that. Even though it's fun to mess with people who are like all in on Jones and say that Khabib was the GOAT, even though he obviously isn't.
No shot, he's the GOAT.
I do like messing with people and telling them that because it's funny.
Yeah, throw people off a little bit.
Instagram. What are your top Instagram accounts right now? Give me your top 3. I got a good top 3.
I mean, one's got to be. It's getting a little like too popular now, but it's got to be Johnny Hamchak.
Johnny Hamchak, the guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of questions. I mean, I don't talking about a brilliant genius. Like he knew, like that's like people love that.
You know he's been doing it since like 2012.
But the thing is, do you think he's making money off it? Like he hasn't really done a. You'd think at this point where he's so big, he'd be like pushing some product, or he would partner with someone, or like
He's got
make
merch, but I don't know who
But
buys
like who's
that.
buying it?
I know.
And he's got to change the names up. I think he can keep doing it because he goes up to people and he'll them. But the second he's like Balboni or Johnny Hamchak,
They'll know.
they'll know. So I
Yeah.
think he's gonna have to change up the names.
His voice and his cadence, man, it's so funny.
It's gonna be a sad day where Balboni and Johnny Hamchuk and the steel beams are gone.
The steel beams. But
Where is it? Is it Philly? He's in New York. You just drive everywhere.
so he's from, or he lived in Ohio. He's from, I think, New York, but he like travels all over, like Vegas, Florida, New York, and like Ohio, and all these other places.
I mean, the best ones are when they match his energy. Like, hey, how's Mike? He's like, Mike, there, man, Mike, yeah, Mike. And he's just getting Johnny Hamchuk himself. They're like reverse Uno'd it on him.
Yeah.
And he still runs with it good, but it's like, who are these people? Are these people real?
There are NPCs. That's the one thing you'll realize is like most people in this world are just NPCs. It's true if you think about
Oh, I
it.
mean, in terms of like, acting like that.
Just 80% of people in general
Yeah.
are NPCs.
100%.
Their life is wake up, eat food, go to work, go home, eat food, go to bed, wake up. Like it's the same thing every single day.
Do you think if you didn't know who he was and he came up to you, do you think you'd like run with it, or you'd be like, dude, I don't know who you are?
I actually know what his face looks like now. Yeah, I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, because you can. I mean, dude, I got into a wormhole watching his videos. And
I got deep in Reddit.
No, really, Reddit will tell you.
You'd be like,
it's deep in Reddit though. It's honestly deeper than you would expect.
what's so funny when people are like, "When I take a picture with you?" And he's
Yeah,
like,
no,
we can't. It's almost like PFT before the glasses came off. Like,
yeah.
what does he look like?
All right, let's just watch one of them. Which one? Oh, dude, this one had me.
The
dying.
job offering one was hilarious. He's like,
Which
meet me
one?
back here tomorrow. And the guy's like, yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow.
Oh, that one was great. But this one, when he got hit with a ball, did you see that one?
Nah.
All right.
Yeah, it's over here. You fucking hit me.
He's saying he got hit by a golf ball. And this dude comes over like, I said 4. I don't know what you want me to do
Fuckers.
about it.
You guys hit me. Which one of you hit me?
Which?
Seriously. Whose ball is this?
He's got a stick in his
Yeah,
hand.
this one, dude.
This one?
He's like,
Yeah.
why are you on the course?
Huh?
This is me.
Well, the Ranger's on his way. The Ranger's on his way. I'll be all right. He hit me, though, and didn't yell 4.
We yelled
He hit me and didn't yell 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a fucking knee. He hit me right in the fucking knee with this golf ball because he didn't yell 4.
I yelled 4, but
I didn't hear you, though.
I'm sorry if you didn't hear. We yelled as loud as we could.
I'm Johnny
The kid's
Hamcheck,
acting
the
like he's gonna
fucking
be, like,
club
held
pro
liable
around
in,
here,
like,
you
court
know?
for
I
this.
fucking
Yeah,
deserve
for
respect.
sure.
Like, don't
It's
arrest
not your
me.
I'm
fault.
trying to not show
I
you
know,
respect,
I know.
man. We yelled
He said,
4, and I'm sorry if you
It's
I didn't
okay,
try
don't,
to.
Don't get upset. It's not your fault.
It's not your
He's
fault.
taking his hat off. He's like rubbing his head. He's all nervous.
He's all
I mean, why do you
stressed
think I'm on my knee?
Well, I didn't know. What are you walking for?
out. What are you walking?
Man, it's a long story, but your ball hit this branch and then came down and fucking hit me in the knee.
Okay.
But anyways, he said the Ranger's on his way. But anyways, Johnny Hamcheck's #1.
I mean, a genius for having the idea before, like, it was cool.
Yeah.
Like, there had him in the first couple years he was doing it. He had him in, like, Dynamite. Like, because
Oh.
you think he's normal or do you think he's not normal?
No, you can't be normal.
can't be normal.
If you've been doing it since 2012 with 0 views, you're not normal. I
Yeah,
hate
you're
to
not
say it,
normal.
but crazy breeds genius.
Well, who's the new guy? The awkward guy.
Dax Flame?
I mean, those are hard to watch.
You know that he isn't new at all either. He blew up in like 2012 as well.
I mean, he's faking it.
He's actually not.
He's faking it.
So I watched a deep dive video on him too, because
He's really-
I love this stuff. And Dax Flame was in Project X in 21 and 22 Jump Street. That's what he always says. He's like, you might know me from Project X or 22 or 21 Jump Street, and that's like the movies he was in. But he's been making videos maybe since like 2010, and he blew up off of his like after school vlogs, and he would talk about this is just him. It's not his character.
So if you think you ran up to him on the street, he'd be like,
oh, hey, what's up? It's so funny.
But he knows what he's doing in terms of like, people love this shit.
Right.
At least that he knows.
Yeah,
like,
which like that's not a bad thing though.
I mean, dude,
my
they're hard to
God,
watch.
Look at this. This is so funny. Should we watch like?
and the
a
people
little
are
bit
so
of one?
nice to him. They're like, yeah, this guy's a little off. I don't want to walk away.
We gotta watch a little bit of one. This one might be.
Dax Flame, and I'm gonna see if I can make you laugh.
Okay.
So, I'm really hungry. I could really go for some noodles right now, but I don't know where I'd find that at Target. Let's see. Oh wait, here's some noodles right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They do look a little dry though. I wish I had some. Oh wait, actually, there's some pasta sauce for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing improv at Target the other day,
What do you
and
think
I was
about that?
saying
I
to
mean,
this
it's like, I
person,
would be
like,
crying. That happened to me.
I'm really hungry. I could go for something to eat. Where would you find noodles here? And there was like this big display of pool noodles.
It's just, you know what? He just doesn't understand how jokes really work. But
I mean, I feel like that's the funny stuff, though.
here's my third favorite, and you know what it's gonna be.
Lights off.
I love this guy, dude. So this guy's actually a beast. What he does is he turns lights off, and he's gonna get to the point where he's turning the lights off in the whole world.
White House soon.
The power that this kid has is absolutely unbelievable.
I don't think people understand.
No, people think this is just a little joke. This guy, if we need to stay on his good side, because if he gets the power,
I mean, you might
turn
be screwed.
anything, we might be. He could shut off the whole power.
Fed Hill.
grid.
See you later.
Done. See you later. He turns the lights off of anywhere he goes to. We'll just play one of them here. Let's see what the best one is. I don't know. Just to give you a little taste, there's a new one, but we'll do this one.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be watching the Dollar Tree's lights turning off.
This is great.
I'm excited for their lights to turn off.
He's
But
got a
anyway,
shirt with a
let's
light switch
watch
on
the
it.
lights turn
This is so
off.
good.
I'm just waiting for them to turn off.
They'll turn off. Just wait. Just wait. They're coming. This one took a while.
Yeah, this was like they were screwing him over here.
That's so much anticipation. They're each coming though.
Oh, they turned off.
Look how pumped he gets.
Okay.
I love
Make
it,
sure
dude.
The
you
coordination
like
there
and
was not
follow.
there.
No,
Goodbye.
it wasn't.
Have a good
But
day.
the fact that he has the power to turn lights
Not
off
that
like
many
that.
people have that.
No.
Wait, on that though, Dollar Tree, is that a scam now?
Why is that? Because nothing's a dollar.
Nothing's
Inflation.
a dollar.
You're right.
I mean, what are we doing here?
no, you're actually.
What do you
absolutely
think's
right.
better? To keep the products good and charge more, or do they just go shittier products and keep it at $1?
No, you can't because like with inflation now, you can't go crappier products. Like that's not how it works.
Hey, that's showing business. I mean, the good old days. Remember, you just like there was actually like a candy section. There was a toy section.
Oh, when
There was
I was a
literally, like,
kid and
cool
I got to
toys.
go to the Dollar Tree with $5 and I could get 2 things because you got some tax and I could get 2 things and get 2 really cool toys, maybe
Yeah.
a ball or something.
You thought your parents were doing like the nicest thing for you. They're like,
Oh.
here's $2. You could buy a remote control car.
Now,
Like actually, like there was some cool
what were
shit.
the most elite items in the Dollar Tree as a kid?
I mean, the candy section right away.
Yeah,
Everything.
So you walk in and you got sunglasses to the left. You got like those birthday cards. No one's really hitting those up. And then if you want to go down this section to the right, you got like ice cube trays and like those weird kitchen
Yeah.
gadgets, which like sometimes are cool to go look at. Like really like
It was
cheaply made
candy
things.
and toys.
Toys and candy were the main things, but I'm just trying to explain the layout for everyone,
And our moms would be like doing actual like real shopping. Like, wow, this is like actually nice. There's like
Yeah.
good things here, cheap.
really, really nice
Yeah.
stuff. Like my mom got a couch there one time.
Inflation. I mean, what
a
are we
TV
doing here?
a couch, a TV.
The balloon section was kind of cool.
Balloon section was awesome. That was toward the left.
Yeah,
though.
up on the left.
That was like checkout time.
They would get you during the checkout though. They would put some really
Oh,
cool stuff. You'd be like,
candy,
"Shit."
gum.
Towards the end, you'd be like, should I exchange? I might have to.
I know.
Mom would be like, go pull something back. You'd be like, wait, this right
Yeah,
here.
so here's what I would do. You go back to the toy section and you get those like dumb like those what are they called, jacks or whatever. All it is like the things you throw on the ground.
spinning
I
jacks.
don't even know what you do with them. And you get a couple of those and like they're like 60 cents and you're like, these are cool.
This
but
is unreal.
What am I gonna do with these? But they're really cool. You grab those right away every time for some reason. You always lost them. And then you go to like a ball. You need a ball.
You need a ball.
Football, like soccer ball. Not soccer usually. Usually basketball, football, or like something of that nature.
Kite. I think kites were big.
Kites.
You could get a kite for $1.
If you're getting a kite though, a lot of times people would say back then that you might be kind of homoerotic kind of guy. Like
you're on the
maybe
wrongs. Yeah.
He's testing with his.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He might be one of those guys, which there's nothing wrong
Nothing
with that.
wrong with it at all.
But I feel like that was more.
Oh,
geared toward- Yeah.
that's like
You got a kite,
You
like-
would see like the reg, they would look over at each other and be like
Yeah.
giving each other the eyes.
Yeah. Which is nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong with it.
And to be honest, couldn't tell you the last time I flew a kite.
Kites are cool.
Kites are really cool. I haven't flown on a long
I don't think I
time.
ever flew a kite though, where like you're supposed to just be able to stand and send it up.
Oh no.
I
it
just
never
remember having the
worked.
kites where like you would sprint with it
You have to.
and it would be flying,
But
like I don't know what happened to kites. That's another question. What happened to kites?
R.I.P.
What was the last time
kites.
you were at the beach and you just saw
R.I.P.
like
kites.
someone
Kids with
was
kites.
and they'd be cool ones like you can like maneuver them and
You know what? It got replaced by iPads. All the kids want
iPads.
those now. Because now there's a kite app that you can get and you can fly a kite in Roblox. And like that's cooler than a kite you can fly.
Here's a real question here. What was the last time you drove down the street and you saw 8 kids just outside playing sports?
Oh.
With their bikes all on the front lawn, kids sitting on the curb. Like I got next.
Man,
Like-
that's sad. You know what? It is coming back in my neighborhood.
It is coming back.
In my neighborhood, there's this yard that I drive by all the time, and there are kids out there, at least 5, every single day that I come back.
Good parents.
Great
Good
parents. You have to get your kids out there, man. You got to give them active.
And to the kids out there, like, we see you. Keep holding that down. Like,
Yeah, don't think that goes unnoticed because it doesn't.
it doesn't.
It's
I mean,
true though.
We see
it
you.
actually
It's
doesn't
so
go
true.
unnoticed.
I think we'd go out. I mean, all of my childhood. I think literally you'd go outside. But I'm not. My mom, 10 hours. I'm not gonna see you. No questions asked. Riding bike. You go to like you. I think there was a point in time like we could be like 6 miles from my house, in a place we just shouldn't be.
I don't know how you get that far.
Bikes.
You were taking the train.
I mean, we would just.
You know what you would do though? I thought you would like hop in people's trucks.
Listen, that's a tough. I got in trouble for that. My parents were like, "Listen,
you were like,
there's
he's
dangers out
cool."
there.
I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, he's not cool. He's a 40-year-old man named Randy.
Literally.
He's really not that cool.
like what happened to Charlie the Ice Cream Man?"
I hope he's still out there.
I think he's still out there. Sometimes you hear it, but it's a new guy, and it's like, what happened? He took over the block.
That's not the same, dude. Also, going and getting the best things to get where I liked a lot were those like the snowballs, but at the bottom were two little like
Oh my lord!
cherry,
Yeah.
sucker things.
All right, top 3 ice cream from Charlie.
All right,
Tough.
from Charlie. I'm gonna go with
Depends if you want a budget. If parents gave you money, then you're just balling.
if you got
But if-
$7 from
Yeah,
your
yeah.
parents.
But if sometimes you only got the quarters, you might need to get
Yeah.
the gum cigarettes where you could blow the
Oh,
powder out.
Yeah, those.
Oh, my lord.
The kids who did those, you always knew they
Or the
were
Bubba
like,
Chubba gum.
Hubba Bubba.
Oh my god. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm a G for this. Next day at school.
Oh yeah.
You're the coolest kid.
No, well, the kids who got the cigarettes, you always knew their parents were like,
Yeah.
they might be like, like drug addicts.
Yeah,
or
you're
something.
loosening them up.
Yeah.
But I
like,
mean,
the kids that were excited to get that, you're like, dude.
I think the
that's-
kids now actually have like legit vapes, and they're hitting that.
isn't
Like,
that sad, man?
it's kind of crazy.
I didn't even know what well, vapes weren't around actually.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
If you're gonna do it, do a cig. Like, yeah, well, at least if you see a kid smoking a cig, you're like, all right, that's
That'd be
tradition.
crazy.
Reject modernity.
Imagine.
Embrace tradition.
Imagine seeing a young kid smoking a cigarette today.
You can't hit the player.
That'd be sad.
Would it though?
Oh. What's good? No, you're good.
What's going on,
We
brother?
got P. Crane walking in right now. I think he's walking around the
He's-
other side, though.
He's going.
Or he might be coming in. I'm here, but we can cut it off. I thought we were on a conversation about candy or something that I forgot, but whatever. Oh, no, cigarettes. A kid smoking
Cigarettes.
cigarettes. We were saying if you saw a kid doing that nowadays, that'd be crazy.
I'd rather see a kid smoking cigarettes than a vape.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, okay, he can't get hooked. Like, he's got to at least like be with his friends doing bad, smokes a cigarette.
Well, here's the thing. Back in the day, when your parents caught you smoking a cigarette, they'd be like, all right, come upstairs. And they'd have a full pack. And they're like, go. Smoke every single one.
Yeah.
And what would happen is you get so sick of smoking them that you just
Throw up.
like
You're like, I'm
throw
never
up,
doing that
and you
again.
would never do it again. Nowadays, you tell a kid, hey, vape. The kid's going to be doing tricks. He's going to think he's in heaven. He's like, all right. He's smoking blueberry
And
lemonade.
you can
like,
sneak it. Like, it's not cool if you have to like do it in your room. Like, all right, are you game or not? Like, are you a real player?
Man,
Not a real player.
Do kids actually do it?
I think they do.
Because I don't know. I don't know enough kids, and it sounds like you do. No more.
I mean, I remember my little brother in high school. He's a freshman. Had a Juul. My
Yeah.
parents would find that all the time. Be like,
Well,
"Yo, what the-"
that was back also when Jewel was so big. Like,
and they killed Juul just to make the industry even bigger. They were literally like, Juul's like, you're killing, like, this is not good for a youth. Juul's banned,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just rolled out disposables. Like, go ahead.
too bad there's not a way to get pure nicotine in a form that has nothing residual to it.
Get the kids on Zen.
Yeah, but Zins have stuff that hold it together, and then also when you ingest through your gums,
Not good for your gums.
it's not good.
But it's not carcinogenic, right?
Right. I
I
don't
mean,
know
it's gonna
about
recede
that.
your gum lines.
Yeah.
More likely with gum cancer.
Yeah.
But it's not like.
If there is a way though, like because pure nicotine's a nootropic, it's like caffeine. It gets your mind wired.
It does.
and-
Shout out Tucker Carlson.
I guess,
wa-
but people actually can use like poets and like writers and like everyone. They would smoke cigarettes to like focus. And
I mean, if you've never been sitting at your desk during a work day, slow day, long day, tired, put the earphones in, toss the Zen in, you're so back. I'm back. I'm back.
I can't do them. I feel like my gums. I have bad skin. I have bad Dude, I just have bad teeth. My teeth are so soft. Every time I go into the dentist, they're like, you got 8 cavities. I'm like, I don't. He's like, you got to stop eating candy and drinking soda. I'm like, buddy, I haven't had candy in 8 years. I haven't had soda in 12. What are you talking about?
The best is when you were like, probably like high school age, when you like started drinking and then have your mom leave the room and the doc's like, yo, you drinking? You smoking? And
You would tell him?
you'd be like, no. You'd say no. Maybe the next year you're like, he's not going to tell my mom.
Yeah,
You'd be like,
yeah.
yeah, doc.
Dr. Peyton. Oh, no, but they can tell your parents.
Can they?
I think. If you're under 18,
Yeah, because they're
right?
your guardian.
Can't they?
Yeah, because you don't have like.
You don't have, like,
Yeah,
well,
you're-
it's also HIPAA, but I'm not a doctor, so
But
I
don't be
really know.
don't be a fed. My doc was cool. He'd be like, yo. I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
Don't be a fed,
He said,
yeah.
what are you drinking? What are we like? Like, just beer. It's just beer.
Dude, your doctor was like...
He was.
Your
Doctor.
well, your doctor, though, I remember you telling me, you were 14. You're like, do you drink? And you're like, And then he gets out some Jameson.
Yeah.
He pours it over rocks. And he goes, well, me and you are going to have a drink. Guess who's not in the room? Your parents.
Doctor. What a guy. I mean, they don't make him like him anymore.
Is that his name?
Doctor.
Probably shouldn't say his name.
Hey, shout out.
Is that actually his
It's
name?
his name.
Yeah, definitely don't say it.
Hey, shout out.
We'll bleep that out every single time.
Nah, I'll send it to him.
Okay.
He's a good guy. I don't think he'd be mad.
Okay, well.
Statute of
I guess-
limitations. He can't. It's 10 years out. He can't get in trouble with that.
Drinking liquor with a 14-year-old kid is...
Who's supposed to be improving your health and is there to like identify the problems.
He's giving.
Looking back, yeah, it wasn't the best. Probably wasn't right, but I think it made me who I am today.
Yeah. Well, man, jeez. So let's. Oh, actually, I want to know. So we call you Killer B.
Killer B.
We call you Brennan, not really, but Bushka.
Bushka.
How did you get that name? I completely forgot how that started.
I mean, I think when you're in high, I think just
Names
say
stick.
stuff.
You just
I think it was
say-
Booba first. Booba. Mm-hmm. And then it turned to Bushka. It hits right.
And it does. And
It's
it
like
fits
it just-
you well, kind of.
and it just took
it's,
off.
It's the kind of thing that you can call anyone, too.
Yeah, like
don't
people be
just-
like, what does it mean? It's like, it means
really-
a lot.
There's a lot of
You can
meanings
call
to it.
someone it. You can just say it. Bushka,
Yeah.
Bushka.
Yeah, like when you would tweak out sometime and just say Bushka.
Bushka.
And
Just
I
she
wouldn't
starts
know
screaming.
what you were saying.
People would be like, yo, is he Russian?
okay?
I think it means something in Russian also. It's like young baby in Russian.
Young baby?
Young baby.
Wow.
But I
that's a
didn't
cool
know that.
Nickname. That's a cool nickname,
It-
though. Even in English, what's up, young baby? Like, that's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
cool, you know?
It's coming full circle right now. Like I was on to something.
but also, how cool is young baby? That's such a dumb name.
Yeah.
Young baby, when you think about it, it's kind of dumb. but-
Isn't there a rapper or Lil Baby?
Yeah.
I
not
kinda had it
young
first.
baby. Actually, you're right.
That was
Lil
onto
baby's
something.
kind of a dumb name, too.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
You're right. Didn't even think about that. Lil baby, young
Lil Baby or Bushka? You gotta go Bushka.
No, Bushka's a cool name. You should start a rap career.
I think I gotta change my IG name.
Actually,
Like Bushka.
no, you should.
Like for
actually-
good old times.
You should do that. You should definitely do that. What do you think? So, UFC. Just get back to UFC real quick. Who do you think is the baddest? First off, John Jones is probably the baddest in the
Baddest.
UFC, right? Pound for pound. not
Never
even-
lost.
just
13th
like-
title defenses.
How about this? You choose someone to lock in a 10-by-10 room, all right? Mm-hmm. And you got a bottle of liquor in there for John Jones. No, I'm just kidding, because that'll probably
think
make
it
him
helps.
punch harder. But no, you just put someone in a room, 10-by-10 room, right? And you throw them in the room with someone else. You got to put John Jones from
Yeah.
the UFC. Now, do you think there's someone out in this world?
8 billion people.
Do you think there's
Anyone
someone
out there.
Do you think? There's got to be someone that we're like, but here's also the question: do they get to train for this, or do you just?
So that's the
throw 'em
thing.
in?
Is there a guy who has the physical capabilities to become a beast? Yes. But at the same time, I know there's 8 billion people, and I'm talking about, like, say we can run a stimulation, like speed it up and see if anyone out there has the skill set, they would already have been in some type of martial arts. We would have already, I'm talking about the whole, to have the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the kickboxing, all of the above.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, there could be some grappler, but then he's just going to piece you up on the feet. I don't think there's a guy out there, those heavyweights, I don't think there's a person on the planet, Mimi, yes, in the stimulation, everyone's had a punch or chance. But, like, no, if you ran it like 10 times, no, there's no one on the planet that could take the top dogs, and maybe old UFC, right? Because it wasn't as big. They
Mm-hmm.
weren't finding talent. But at this point in the game, they're finding talent everywhere. There's not a part of the world where they're not pulling talent from.
It's
and
so
if there's a
big.
guy out there that's that good, he's in the UFC.
Yeah, you're
There's
right.
no guy that's out there that's that skilled, and they haven't. I think I'd say old UFC, yes, but right now, I mean, I feel like they find those guys anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's so big now. I mean, but then you see like I saw this video of somewhere in Africa of these people doing just like jumping, and
Oh, it's
their
crazy over
plyometrics,
there.
like their plyometrics, they're basically jumping without squatting at all, right? So all they're doing is
And it's
jumping off their
insane, right?
toes. I think.
And
Maybe I could
is it
pull
the one
up.
where they have something wrapped around it's like a club almost wrapped around on their hand? I think they can only throw rights, and it's like a club on their hand.
Wait, I don't even know. Are you talking about fighting?
It's like
I'm talking about jumping, and I'm talking about these.
Nah, I've
people-
seen that clip. Remember, it was like the guy who was like, "That's
Yeah,
gotta be
yeah,
the
yeah.
Michael Jordan of that."
It was crazy, and this guy was like, let me see if I can pull it up. They're literally just jumping. Let me see, and they can jump so much higher than anyone you've seen here, and they'd have had no training. I mean, they just like do rituals and
But
stuff.
aren't they like that's like open game for a takedown?
No, I know, but I'm saying if you have someone that is that naturally athletic, right, that has that much power, what if there's people out there that are part of a tribe or something that when they come across wild animals, they're like, oh, we know how to wrestle wild animals and we know to do this or do that, you know? And then there's a question, is this a no rules fight? Or are we talking UFC
Right?
fight?
Bite the necks, poke the eyes.
See, that's a whole... 'cause
Literally,
if you
you
could
take
do
a
that-
takedown, the guy's like eating your neck.
Yeah.
Like-
who's that guy in Haiti that he's literally eating people? Have you seen that?
No,
It's crazy. There's
Haiti's
some
a
dude-
crazy place.
Some dude in Haiti who is literally eating people, and I forget what they call him, but he's like leader of some gang or something, and he's legit.
I mean,
eating
it
people.
seems like he's standing on business.
That's a bad man.
Here's a question:
Yeah.
If you're a grown man and you watch WWE, there's like
nowadays,
there's questions to be
You're
asked.
wrong.
I feel like back then it was cool.
back then it was
Rey
way
Mysterio,
cooler.
yeah. I feel like
Hulk
today,
Hogan, Rey Mysterio.
but now you got Logan Paul. Like, what are we
Oh,
doing here?
I mean, Randy Orton back in the day. I mean, these guys are legends.
it's like, are they
but
real? Like their reactions they love it. They're like jumping up and down. Like
It's
this is
crazy.
not like completely fake.
I'm not looking at YouTube because at TikTok. I'll go to a YouTube video because I don't support. Here we go. All right, look at this. It's a jumping contest. Okay, so that's what it is. But just look how high these people are jumping, and they're not even trying. It looks like it's just another day for them.
It is. It's literally.
Yeah. No.
All right. So the question is this: say the person he's fighting in the locked room
Yeah.
doesn't know that this guy doesn't know. Like they might think like, he might have takedown defense, but if they didn't know that, they could walk into some crazy right.
Yeah. I mean, these people don't look like they're jumping that high, to be fair. But I've seen. Maybe this is the wrong video. I swear I saw.
No, I know exactly what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about? Is this not the right video?
No, this is not it. But like seriously, how is this like? How's you would that defies physics? No.
Right. They're jumping really high, but I've seen people jump way higher than that. I don't know if this is the right one or not.
No, I know that the guy was fighting like 5 people at once. It was insane. The people were going crazy.
I don't know, man. It is nuts though that there are people out there that we don't know about that have just absolute crazy genetics and that are just like, it's just, man, if you get those people into
The people that are scariest though is no question. We've seen it now. They've taken over the UFC. The Dagestanis and the Chechens. If you
Those
mix
guys
the
are
Russian,
built different, man.
they're not even like they're Russian, but then I mean the religion, the sense that they're like hardcore, like no booze, no partying. That I don't think they let women around. They don't take pictures with
They
women.
can't, yeah.
And I mean, we could look here in the West and be like, oh, they're like, bro, we don't know their culture. I mean, it's just different over there.
It's different.
Different. Growing up in the mountains.
Hasbulla is an animal. too.
Animal.
How do you get someone that looks like him too?
Well, they all look alike. That's the-
Hasbulla.
Oh, Hasbulla.
Where did he come from?
I think he's from Dagestan.
No, I know. What happened to his genetics to make him like
I
that?
mean, I think.
He seems like
And it seems like they got a
coolest
love
guy.
of a lot of them. There was another one.
Oh, yeah. Remember when they were squaring
Yeah.
up?
And they
Yeah.
love him. The Dagestanis, like how about the
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Tyson interview?
When he picks him up.
Yeah, and he's like sniffing him and like slapping him. Like, yo, he's like 27 years old.
You didn't know. Mike Tyson definitely thought he was just a little kid. He's,
Oh.
like, he's so cute.
Well, I don't like that people stopped liking Hasbulla when they found out he was 27 years old. Or
Why?
how old he is, because like they're acting like, okay, he's still fun. It's still funny. Clearly, he's
Yeah.
got a disability. Like,
Yeah.
but they were like, oh, it's not funny anymore.
how old
'cause
did they think he was?
They thought he was like an 8-year-old.
No. Who thought that?
Everyone look. I mean, if I saw,
No.
I see what you're
Dude,
saying.
I knew he was an older man. Like, not older man, but I knew he was at least 22 years old. 100%.
And they're kind
Wait,
of smart. Like they
hit-
knew like this is gonna hit in the West.
You
like
think?
let's get. Oh, they were like,
I
let's
don't
get this guy on
think.
social media. People were gonna love him.
I don't think. I think Americans did that. I think they were just being themselves.
Yeah, they're like, this is our guy.
That he was just part of their squad, and he just happened.
He's just
to
one of the
be-
guys.
He's absolutely electric. Hasbulla is absolutely electric.
Unreal name also Hasbulla.
Hasbulla, man.
Hasbulla.
And also, it really, I think it helps too that he can't speak English. It adds to that factor that like you don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
And he's talking so fast.
And they let him drive sometimes.
Oh my God, it's so funny when he's driving.
crazy.
And he's breaking all these. I'm pretty sure he got arrested.
Yeah,
For driving.
we like remember when Nelk was over there.
Yeah.
They got pulled over. They're like, yo,
Yeah,
but
they
then
know everyone
Yeah, they're
there.
like, oh, he's good. Let
Yeah.
him go. Let him
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Kid did nothing wrong. He's like sitting on the guy's lap as he's I think the guy hits the gas for him, and all he can do is
Oh yeah,
the wheel.
it's like when you got in the car when you were a kid and your dad's like, "Oh, I'll let you drive home from like somewhere in your neighborhood," and it's like you're just.
Well, here's one.
moving the wheel.
When you got your permit,
Yeah.
did your parents let you drive home and say like get out there?
Let's see.
'Cause I remember-
permit or license.
Permit.
Oh,
Oh, license, of course. You've been driving. You have your like 48 hours of driving time.
I don't even remember when I got
I
my
remember
permit.
leaving that. My mom was like, "All right, you can drive home,"
Really?
and I was like,
Oh, because you got your hours in.
"No, before I had any hours, I wasn't never allowed
No,
to
I
drive."
know, but they were like, you need to get.
yeah,
your
she's
hours
like, "You need to get. You're gonna start somehow."
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah,
I was like, "Yo, are you sure? I'm not doing that with my kids.
yeah.
Like,
I
too much
mean,
could go wrong."
Well, it depends on who my kids are. I'm surprised your parents let
I
you
know.
do that.
I mean, Matt and Kayla, my older sibling. Okay, they can drive. Me, young Killer B.
At least you know.
I mean, that's a lot of trust.
it's a lot of trust.
A lot
in
of,
you.
but you gotta. I mean, how is she gonna learn?
Yeah, you
When
have
you go to a
learn.
parking lot and drive slow, like no, like
No,
this is it.
You gotta get thrown into the fire. That's the only way to do
Oh, I mean, it's the only way to do it.
it. Yeah. All right. So back to the UFC. We've been talking about a lot of UFC.
Lot
by
of
the way.
UFC.
But like that's kind of what this is. You know, this episode's like a UFC based episode.
Next month we got banger cards.
Yeah. So what do you think the best era of the UFC either was or is? Because I think my opinion is I honestly think it's right now.
I mean, in terms of the skill all around, 100% the best fighters now. Like they're finding all the guys. Like there's no one out there in some part of the world where like you can miss that guy. Or he doesn't have. But in terms of the aesthetic, it was just
When
it
they were
hit
juicing.
different. They were juicing. And like it wasn't, they weren't owned by, they didn't have the big ESPN contract. It just was like, it was,
that was back when everyone's wearing tap out.
and there was no like, there's a lot of casual fans. Like these, it was just like, even before, it just was hitting so different. Like,
Back when crack streams probably wasn't even around.
but like Chuck Liddell, Brock Lesnar. Oh my God. It was literally, I mean, and how about Dana White, the idea to start it, and the fact that like it couldn't get like legislated and like it was not legal. You would think like back then, like
Anything goes.
yeah,
but
like
that's
of
not
course
how
we're gonna
it
love
was.
it. But now it's like, as a society, you would like now it's like completely legal. I mean,
Yeah.
he's genius. The way to regulate it. It is they do it the right way. I mean, they don't market the violence. They market like they have doctors.
Yeah.
They don't want guys getting hurt. But it is 100% today. The fighters are insane.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find a guy that doesn't have.
It's
It's
They're
crazy.
so skilled. But back in the day, you're right. These guys were juicing and they were throwing haymakers.
Crazy.
Actually,
And
really fun to watch.
but USADA's gone.
Yeah, they are. But they probably just have someone else, right?
No, I don't think they're gonna be tested as much. I remember like
What?
recently.
That's not good.
Before it was like, but is it not good?
I think it's not
for the
good.
recovery of the fighters,
Oh,
it is bad. Like,
Yeah, but steroids are gonna make you. I'm talking HGH and like steroids that'll make you bigger, stronger. That is not good. Steroids.
but what if
that are-
everyone's gonna? Well, it sucks because now, like, say you're a guy who didn't want to take steroids, but now you're like, my opponent could be on
You
steroids.
have to.
You almost have to.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the whole weight division thing. Like, the weight cutting is so insane. If there was a way to do it, we could have the guys actually fight at their real weight. Like, think of it. These guys go in and get in a cage fight, but the whole week they starve themselves and dehydrate themselves.
It's all
And they
part of
still
the
are
sport,
warriors.
though.
But imagine if, like, they could actually be, like, completely healthy, fighting at their own weight. You would have to get everyone to be on the same board.
I know.
But it's, like, impossible.
You
'cause
can't do that.
one guy, if you can't be the guy who's like, I'm just going to fight at my own weight. There's
No
someone
one
coming
is.
down
Yeah,
30 pounds
no
up who's
one-
going
no
to eat
one's
you
gonna
alive.
do that. Yeah, no one's gonna do that. I mean, it's just all part of the sport. Like,
It's like wrestling. It's always been there.
yeah, and like, yeah, when you grow up wrestling, you know that you're gonna have to cut a certain
I remember in
amount of
high
weight.
school there was kids spitting in a water bottle
Yeah,
because you can't swallow your spit.
and I'd be like, "What do you have to eat?" And this kid's like, "I had like half of an apple."
Yeah, couple crackers.
Hey, this one kid said he opened a nacho cheese Doritos bag and sniffed it for lunch. And
He's like, I wanted to feel something.
I was like, dude, that's not even lunch, though. And he's,
he's like,
like,
I wanted to
no,
feel something.
it is when you're wrestling. It is. I'm like, dude, that doesn't seem like it. But
Would
whatever.
you say wrestling is the best background for MMA?
Yeah,
It's got to be because it's something you
would.
can't learn.
I would say because you learn. Biggest thing I think is body control and weight distribution.
100%.
When you're pummeling with someone and you're underneath and you get an underhook and you can feel their weight and you can feel, oh, I can throw them over
Yeah.
my left side or I can push them over like this. Like when you wrestle, you learn. I think also younger kids playing any sport should wrestle
100%.
because it
Makes you
gives them
tough.
toughness. It makes you
Body control,
you're
like everything.
mentally though locked in because
Yeah.
you're like, I have to do this, I have to eat right. When you're young, you're thinking about
Yeah.
these things. Where any other sport, you could just be fat, unathletic,
100%.
and play
You want your kid to be
football
tough? Wrestle.
but also it helps in every other sport. Like the wrestlers who would play football, they knew how to tackle because they knew weight distribution.
Literally.
The little guys could go after ankles and knew how to ankle pick, and like those are things you can't really teach unless you teach it when they're real young.
And you see it in the UFC. I mean, most guys, the wrestlers, the NCAA champions.
You're right.
You can pick up strike.
Justin
If you
Gaethje.
can wrestle Justin Gaethje, Usman,
Yep.
Covington, Cain
Yep.
Velasquez.
Yeah.
You can learn striking. Like, it's not going to be crisp, but you can survive. Versus a guy who has hands, a boxer. You can't come to the and even if you train wrestling, you can't instill that in 2 to 3 years. It's just like you almost had to like come up on it. Like
You're
it's
right.
just like you can't learn wrestling that fast.
Yeah, you're
versus
right.
striking where it's like if you get hands, I feel like you can we've seen it. You can compete at that level.
Yeah, I mean, some people start training late in life, like not super late, but not when they're like wrestlers will start when they're 5-6 years old.
It's nuts.
Strikers can start when they're like 20 and they can just get nice. When did Sean O'Malley start fighting?
I think 18, 17. I think he was
Isn't that
jiu-jitsu
insane?
background also.
Oh, does he?
Which
I
is
didn't-
crazy.
I didn't even realize
Which
that.
I also think he's a crazy guy. Because I thought
he's
he's that
crazy
good.
guy.
He's that good.
Let me see. I'm just gonna see when he started fighting. I mean, he is that good, and everyone thought that he was just gonna be that pink-haired.
Yeah.
weirdo.
And he kind of got fast-paced with the Piotr Jan fight. Like, did
Oh,
he? It's
dude, I
tough.
didn't think he won.
I don't
that.
think he won.
But at the same time, going into it, I thought he was gonna get smashed, and he.
Oh, my God. That was the first
I think
time.
he tied that fight, and if there was such thing as a tie, it would have been. But he didn't. I was like, he either tied or lost, and he definitely tied. But the fact that he won was crazy.
And his only loss is with the Cheeto fight.
yeah,
And he hurt his leg.
and then he messed Cheeto.
And I always was like, that's when I hated him. I was like, yeah, he was like, I'm not undefeated. Like, I'm like, brother, whether you hurt your ankle or not, you got your face smashed in. But oh my God, he just dismantled Cheeto.
I think that was more of a bit than anything else because he's just like it was funny to say.
He's got the playbook. He's got the McGregor playbook for sure.
All right, so he made his professional debut in 2015. So he was 21 when he made his professional debut. That's not that late though.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I don't know. I want to know when he like started fighting like amateur, but I mean still. That
He was on Dana White's Contender Series. I know that.
I remember that. That was crazy.
And it's so crazy how they know how to like.
Yeah, they know.
They
who
know
pick
how to
for
like.
that.
They know not to fucking throw these guys into the like. They know to slow pace them, and they'll just gain their. It's whether it's like sharpening their tools, but also like, just like giving them wins makes them more confident versus like, I don't know. People are like, why didn't you give him like no? Like they know this guy's a potential star.
Yeah.
We're gonna do everything to build him up, to build him up, to build him up.
Yeah.
And it's exactly worked out with Sean.
Yeah. Well, I think the matchmakers for the UFC,
Unreal.
they meet every Tuesday and they discuss. They definitely like if you're meeting every week, you're definitely really, really thinking about who you're putting together, if it's gonna do what to their career. Like you're thinking about
Styles
it
make
meticulously.
fights. They almost know to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the top, once you get to the top, once you're a contender, they don't care about that. The best guy's gonna fight the best guy.
Yeah.
But like leading up, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's an entertainment-based business.
Yeah.
It's a cage fight, but it is an entertainment-based business.
Yeah.
And I feel like they knock it out of the park.
Yeah, man. Well, you got anything else to talk about? I think we hit some good subjects here.
I think we knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I do too. We'll see how it turned out. We're doing just so you guys know, if you're watching this, first off, if you made it this far, thank you. I'm actually people have been telling me they've been watching them. I thought I was just talking to a wall the whole time. So the fact that you're actually watching, I love that.
We were in Dewey Beach. He's got strangers coming up to him. The Cujo podcast. He's like, no, I only had like 108 views on the last one.
Dude,
I thought it was all my friends, and people were like, no, like we saw it.
Yeah,
like, what?
I'm getting like 30 views and like 12 of them are from people I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad about that.
The algorithm's working.
The algorithm's working, but yeah, just to give you guys like so I'm gonna do like a couple more of these with just like these conversations, but they're gonna get better every single time, like more structured, or I'm learning every time. This one was better than the last one was better than the first. We got lighting now, we got a better camera, really just doing the whole upgrade. And if you want to leave a comment, tell me how to do it better. I might probably not listen to you, but it'd be cool if you would comment and tell me how I'm doing it wrong, and just hear how someone who has no idea anything about podcasting wants to run a podcast. That'd be cool. But no, I mean, I just appreciate you watching. If you watched it this far, you got anything else?
Shout out to the subscribers. That's the
Shout
lifeline.
out to the subscribers. Yeah, you guys are keeping this thing going. So I love hearing that people are watching it, whether they're like, I only watched it for a couple minutes and it sucked, or I watched the whole thing and I kind of liked it. Both of those are great. So thanks for coming on, man.
Shout out to Phil. It wouldn't work without Phil.
Shout out to Phil.
He's over there with 2 computers. If he's got a projector.
This guy, he's got 2 computers. He's got
You
projector going on.
Give it time. We'll get him on eventually.
We'll get it on. He's a little nervous kind of
Yeah.
guy. He doesn't like talking to people. But Phil, you're my man.
Phil, you're
you know
the best.
that. Maybe I'll give him a mic sometime. But
Young Jamie.
man. Young Jamie. Well, yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
Of course, brother.
It was great.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again sometime.
Peace out.
All right. Thanks for watching.